Alright there guys, how's it going? So today we've had some quotes from Virgil van Dijk regarding his new contract and his conversation with Arne Slot, and a couple of players that have been linked with Liverpool again in the media. But first, just wanted to give you all like a little bit of a heads up. Like, we did have the second AKM live last night. It went down pretty well, I think. Me and the boys had another chat again. We talked about the season review, play of the season. We had a Monday moan, which might be a new thing that comes into it in regards to what we want to have a moan about during the stream. And last night we had a moan about VAR and the 115 charges against Man City. And they'll all be clipped up and be released throughout the course of the week, guys, just in case you did miss the stream. But just to give you a heads up as well, we will be doing this as a weekly thing going forward. Every Monday, 7:15 at night, we will be live on AKM Live. So, these quotes today, guys, from Virgil van Dijk. He's been speaking to a Dutch media outlet, which is Die Telegraaf, if that's how you pronounce it. I'm guessing it just means the Telegraph in Dutch. And basically, he said that there's been no talks yet with Liverpool about his long-term future at Anfield. But he kind of understands the reason why as well. Because he also says here that he doesn't rule out a longer stay at Anfield either at Liverpool. So he says that he turns 33 in July, and he's not surprised that Liverpool have not yet opened talks with him over a possible extension, as they were focused on appointing Arne Slot. And he goes on to say here in quotes, "A new contract has yet to be discussed. That isn't surprising because the club was completely busy with the new trainer, the staff and everything. And then it doesn't make sense to start working with the players. You can always talk and we will see how that will go," he said. Which I guess is good news for us, It doesn't sound like he's not interested in signing the deal. He's the club captain. I fully expect him to get a new deal. Probably 2-year extension, maybe even more, to be fair. Defenders do play a lot longer at the top of the game than other positions in the team. So he might get a 3-year deal for all we know. He also confirms as well that he has held talks with Arne Slot and that he feels he'll be part of the team next year. So he goes on to say here that I didn't feel like this was a farewell conversation. I think he also sees me in Liverpool 2.0. I got the feeling that he's happy that I'm still there and will be there next season so that I can help him where necessary. This allows us to achieve success on the field. So he goes on to say as well that he discussed all kinds of things with Slot and that the manager has now urged him to focus on the Euros, which is understandable. They're both Dutch. Probably want to see the Dutch team win the Euros this summer. And then lastly, guys, as well, he also spoke about the last game under Jurgen Klopp, and he said that he was very emotional. You might not say that. I don't cry often, but it has been very intense in the recent weeks for different reasons. In the last 10 minutes of the last match, it became clear to me that this was the end of an era with a staff that has meant a lot to my family and me. I'll never forget. Which, you look at them pictures, don't you, as well, regarding when Van Dijk and Klopp were together on the pitch, and it looked like Van Dijk just collapsed in Klopp's arms, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, he'd put his head down and everything like that. So, man, it's happening, isn't it? Like, his contract expires by Friday, so that'll be it, done and dusted. Right, guys, so the ones that I want to talk about now is these links. So we've been linked again today with Summerville from Leeds. Now, I know that some people don't think that this guy is all it is made out to be. He was voted the Championship Player of the Season last year with 21 goals and 9 assists. And it says here that he will be in demand this summer, as Leeds need to raise probably for the financial fair play, because they didn't get promoted at the weekend. They need to raise 100 million, and Summerville could be one of them players that goes. There's no valuation put on him in this article. I don't think it just goes on to say that he has 2 years left on his contract, so he won't come cheap. I reckon about 40 million for him. But again, I do think that this is the type of player Liverpool will be looking at, especially if they do end up moving on a Luis Diaz, a Diogo Jota or something like that. I do think that we need to realise that we're going back to what it was like when Klopp first came in. I will be very surprised if Liverpool go out there and sign a player, like a named player, like someone that we've known about for 8 years. I'd be very surprised about that. I believe that Liverpool will go after these rough diamonds, these players that have not peaked yet, these players that have not reached their full potential, and then it'll be given to Arne Slot, who has a history of doing this, and is probably one of the reasons why he was brought into the club, of getting the best out of these players. So someone like a Summerville, even though he didn't impress during the playoff final, I will admit that 100% he did not impress whatsoever. I do think that someone like that would be the sort of player that Liverpool go for in like an attacking sense this summer, or someone like Santiago Jimenez at Feyenoord, or I don't think they'd go for the lad at Sporting, who everyone keeps going about, Victor Grajkoskis or whatever you call him. They want about 100 million for him. I don't think that's going to happen, guys. I really don't. I think we'll be looking at the 30-40 million range for players this summer. I really do. And then lastly, guys, Liverpool have also been linked with another goalkeeper. So we have been linked with Alex McCarthy at Southampton. And we've also been linked with the Feyenoord keeper, Justin Bidgelow, I think that's how you pronounce his name. We've also today been linked with James Trafford at Burnley. Now, it says here that Liverpool and Newcastle are going head-to-head to get this kid. Last season, he had 28 appearances, conceded 62 goals, and he only kept 2 clean sheets, and he got 2 yellow cards. The one interesting part of this, guys, is that he is represented by CAA Stella, and I'm sure that there's some Liverpool players on this list and people that we've been linked with in the past, as usual. So these represent Kanate. There is Calvin Phillips. He was linked with Liverpool a while back. Camavinga's on here as well. He's their highest rated player on here. But yeah, I think there's anyone else on here. Jeremy Pino, he's been linked with Liverpool from Villarreal. That looks probably about it so far on here. But yeah, there's a few players on there that Liverpool have been linked with, and the fact that he's represented by them as well, he just goes down to show that there's some sort of connection there for me. But I guess this would be somebody that had come in to replace Kelleher if he was to be moved on. I think Kelleher's probably going to want that first team football now. Now he's had a proper good taste of it. You probably raise about 30-40 million for Kelleher, I'd say. And this James Trafford kid is rated at 18 million euros. So you're probably looking at, 13-15 million pound for him. I wouldn't say he's an upgrade on Kelleher. I wouldn't even say he's in the same, ballpark as Kelleher. But I do think that we will... At the time of recording, guys, I believe Kelleher will move on this summer, and it'd just be because he wants the first team football. I really do. Right then, guys, that's it for this video. Hope you are all doing well. I will be back if there's any more news later on to cover, but if there's not, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.